Oh, root cellar action here. Getting towards late winter. It's always nice to see kind of what's worked well, what hasn't. Carrots, as always, we just store them in plastic bags. They're storing great. Potatoes storing great. Kraut, we can get 2 years out of it in here. Sometimes the top needs to be skimmed off because it gets a little warm. Our kohlrabi, great as always. This is a little funky actually. That's the first I've seen of this. There's some mold forming. 90% of this is good, but this one's time to eat. So there's this kind of mold. Sorry, I'm just holding my phone. So that'll get cut off. I'll eat that tonight. I'm loving kohlrabi salads more than almost anything this winter. It's so good. And these giant kohlrabis, as long as they're not too old, they're really good. See, there's like a perfect guy. I don't know what happened to that other one. Maybe it was slightly damaged. Maybe like apples, you gotta, be careful with how you harvest them. Yeah, see, there's one that's gonna want to get eaten. So I'm gonna grow twice as much kohlrabi this year. It's just nothing keeps with the kind of crunch that kohlrabi has. It's just incredible. It's hard to explain. It's so worth growing, and very few things store better. Some of this kohlrabi got a little old, so this stuff's a little old, but we'll cook that. I mean, there's 3 pounds of awesome food. It just wants to get cooked. It's not quite as fresh. So we are getting this weird mold. Oh, okay, so don't bring the kohlrabi leaves inside. Apparently, is one lesson learned here. That makes sense. Plenty of daikon left. These are harder to store. So here's potatoes. They're storing beautifully. Some of ours are not. I don't know. They got a little damaged or had something in the field. So I'm sifting through some of the buckets. But this bucket, wherever this came from sorry it's dark. It's just my phone. Wherever they came from in the field, they did better than some of the others. So the apples are so good to store, but they're hard to store. Okay, so this one's getting soft. So I gotta bring that outside. They're worth going through. Okay, like that one's great. We do in sawdust, not touching each other. And that seems to work. And you have to, I've learned this the hard way, put the whole thing in a plastic bag or it'll ripen everything else you have in the root cellar, which you don't want to do, the ethylene gas. That's still a really good apple, which is awesome because it's getting towards March, mid-February now. So I'm sure there's some ones that are starting to rot in here too, but having them separated by the sawdust makes a big difference. And if some start to rot, they don't mess up the others. Like here, this is a rotty guy. Time to take out. I'll bring that into the compost. You really have to take such great pains to harvest them without damaging them if you want them to store. Here's another rotter. I haven't been in here in about a month. Let's see. I know this bucket is full. Oh, rotter. Another rotter. I can feel it. Darn. We gorged. We ate as much as we could in the fall and early winter. Some things don't store as well as others. This variety, this is a great fresh eating. I don't think it's the best storage variety in the world. I'm growing more and more of those every year. Yeah, a lot of this is rotted right now. But, this one's nice and hard. So I'll eat these. Close it all up. Keep all that ethylene gas inside. One bad apple does ruin the bunch. That is true because of ethylene gas. And then here, this has been a learning experience to store cabbage. Also dry sawdust. And now this is a cabbage that's, getting on months old, and it's hard. It's not the biggest, most beautiful cabbage in the world, but here's one. And what will happen is the leaves will start rotting on the outside, but you just peel that back And you know, you got to get through them. They're not going to store forever. But you know, this is mostly 95% salvageable hard cabbage. Mostly we turn it into crowds. And I could refresh if I really had to store this long. I would replace, if it was like a survival situation or whatever, I could replace the sawdust as it moistened. Could this root cellar be drier? Yeah, sure. We have really wet soil here. It's drained to daylight, but it's as dry as we can make it without having active energy as a part of it, which we don't want to do, like vents or things like that. But yeah, it's working. It's working very well for zero energy input.